Let me get my thing right here. Good, situated.
Let me share this to a couple of people. Hold on, hold on.
Uh,
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to a new TNT. Welcome to another TNT Photon, and this one is a special because of the simple fact that I have to give my review. Me and my friend and longtime friend and co-host Count Kenny have to give our review on this Masters of the Universe Revelations prequel comic to the upcoming Netflix series. y- um, Unlike others who just praise whatever comes out just because it's out, or these fly-by-night fans that just will be like, okay, it's a new message, we should be grateful. No, there are some issues with this. And now, mind you, if it comes to pass where, so I watched the Masters of the Kenyatta, how are you, brother? If it comes to pass where I find out that this Masters of the Universe show on Netflix is nothing like what we're perceiving it to be, being a woke mess, then I'll apologize. I'll take down all my videos. I'll put faith back in Kevin Smith, so on and so forth. But thus far, this looks to be a wreck. And the prequel comic is a prelude of horrible things to come for this series. Kenny, while I send out some invites, tell them what you read in the comic, how you felt about it. And yes, there will be spoilers for those of you who don't want me to spoil the comic for you. Then you don't have to watch it. And I appreciate you stopping through, but you don't have to watch it.
oh, can I
But,
go ahead and talk spoilers and shit too? Because my goodness, what a what a interesting read that damn thing was. First off, even visually, it's not really appealing. It has a really simplistic. You've brought up the word coloring book, and it's pretty accurate because the way the lines are drawn in that damn book is coloring book-ish. It's really simple colors. The storyline was just silly. I don't know too much about Masters of the Universe lore past like the cartoon from the 80s and shit.
right.
And this didn't feel like it had anything to do with that at all. I was like, what is this shit? And they brought in this fucking thing. Can I spoil what they brought in? What the main antagonist was? Because it was weird. It was this weird, almost bootleg Lovecraftian fucking tentacle thing. Like, what the hell am I looking at here? And
Exactly.
the way they explained the sword was for that to fight that fucking thing. It just made it silly. I don't know, man. It just felt like a weird story. It didn't mean anything in terms of what the old cartoon did, man. It just felt fucking odd. I didn't get it.
Yeah. So, oh boy, I don't know where to begin with this. If you can share this amongst your friends, peers, or fans of Motu, but yeah. So I don't even know where to begin with this dumpster fire because, and no, I'm not hating on the comic. I'm not hating on this new Motu revelation. What I'm hating on is how they're disavowing lore, and I feel as though, and I hate to sound like a cliche, but it seems like a bait and switch. They're going to use like the first two episodes, and honestly, to really be honest, Kenny, I'm kind of upset that you were right. Wait, when this was first announced, when was it, like last year?
Oh
Something
yeah,
like that.
yeah.
You was like, this is going to be a wreck. I keep having hope that this will not be a woke show, but
hmm
I have the feeling that you're going to be correct. And this comic pretty much solidifies or puts the nail in the coffin for what you said. Now,
The-
I read this comic, and right here, I can't share too much of the comic because I'll get dinged. And I've been hearing that some people have been having their channels hit with a heavy copyright strike, and I
just for the
already have
comic.
a few of them. I have a few of them as
Oh.
is. You know what I'm saying? they're getting hit with a heavy copyright strike of by sharing pages or just showing glimpses of the Masters of the Universe Revelation comic. So what I'll do, I will go over to what's that Screen Rant. I'll just share.
Can you do me a favor really quick, and later on in the show, Google King Booker T, and I want you to bring that up.
He said King Booker T.
It'll make sense when you start talking about it.
He said King Booker T. This right here is a wreck. This is a smack in the face to not only every Masters Universe fan, but just the lore completely. Am I looking for things to fit verbatim to the Filmation series or the Mike Young, which if you ask me, I hold that in higher regard than I hold that up there with the original mini comics as good Masters Universe content, up there with the mini comics that used to come with the action figures. Now, the problem I have here is that this is all over the place.
Can I just say really quick that just the art is egregious. Just by looking at the art, I expect something like a Beasley or Frazetta look for fucking He-Man.
Absolutely.
I don't expect simplistic lines and coloring book-esque fucking just shades to it, man. It's really not what I expected.
Not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
Could you imagine if they let Beasley do one of? Remember when he did the Batman Judge Dredd crossovers and it was just all painted?
Absolutely.
My God, if he would have been let loose on this shit, would have been great. But nah, we got this.
Okay, first off, my main problem that I have right here is the depiction of King Grayskull. Let's just cut to the chase, okay?
Booker T.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Nobody but Booker T. But at the same time, I am totally disgusted with the aspect that they are pushing this. They're pushing this narrative that you have to change. And again, I've spoken about this numerous times. For true Masters of the Universe fans, they are pissed. They are pissed. And there was a black guy. Hey, Joe, how are you? There's a black guy who actually commented on the fact that he was that one of the creators or writers of this new Masters Universe Revelations, along with Kevin Smith, said that, look, you don't have to change up characters and make them tokenized black characters. Just create new characters. And so, do you know he literally went and virtue signaled this guy in terms of, now, mind you, this guy is black. Okay, but he went and virtue signaled to him that and pointed his finger like, oh, well, people wouldn't accept new characters, and it would be even better to have more diversity. No, if you want more diversity in your comic, just create new characters or build upon the characters that you already have in there, such as Queen Belena, Malaktha, Prince Daikon, Decker, Clamp Champ, Natasha, Mendor, Sir Lancelot. The list goes on. What's his name? Garn. There are tons of black characters within the Masters of the Universe. Problem is that these new creators, they have no creativity. They cannot write. They cannot do anything. They're only good at rewrapping a product in a different wrapper. They're not good at creating characters. So yeah, I can understand why because they knock out a bunch of birds with one stone. Okay. You get rid of diversity. You hit all the check marks off. The diversity one, the inclusion one, and
Tila's jawline was strong in the book. The way oh boy.
Yeah.
She got the RoboCop mouth, yo.
Right. Exactly. Not to mention, there's just so many problems. If you really wanted to do that, if you wanted to make this pretty much a story that pretty much how can I say, dealt in diversity, diversity. Inclusion, so on and so forth. Why didn't you make it, even though Eternia doesn't have any African content or anything like that, but there are a plethora of different characters. If anything, there's not even really that many regular humans on Eternia. You follow what I'm saying?
Wow. Yeah, you have Beastman and a bunch of other damn
Malaktha, and my friend Joe Amato, if anybody doesn't know, check out this channel called the Fans of Power. Fans of Power. The individuals there are as knowledgeable, if not more knowledgeable, than myself in Masters of the Universe lore. They do a great job. They go into explaining things. They will give you the lore from different perspectives and different multiverses within the Masters of the Universe continuum. So if you wanted to do that, you could have literally, because Malactha, whether you know it or not, he's an archaeologist slash inventor slash warrior, everything. Everybody would have wanted to see Malactha. But a lot of you that want this diversity, this inclusion, these hijack characters, these white characters painted black and everything like that, painted black and stuff like that, they will literally cheer this stuff as if it's a win. It's not a win. They're literally giving you their scraps. That's like them buying your favorite sandwich, licking all over, biting off of it, and giving you the edges, be like, and then wrap it up in a piece of plastic, be like, here, this for you. Are you serious? No. Give me a whole new sandwich. Give me a whole new sandwich. As a matter of fact, put Kenny's favorite vegetable on there, which is not a vegetable, lettuce on it.
Oh, geez. Look how it made me grimace just mentioning it. Good Lord.
Yeah, it's disgusting. So, I don't know if I can show. I want to show images of King Grayskull.
Show King Grayskull.
I want to.
I was gonna actually just do this. Hold on 1 second. Let me see if I can. Hold on. Let me see if I can share my screen. See if this works. Okay. All right. Let's see if this shit works. Desktop. Can you see this shit? That's
no.
This shit working? No. Okay. Well, yeah. Good. I was gonna just go ahead and show Booker T, King, because I'm telling y'all, dead on it. All they did was they took King Booker T's gimmick and they just retraced the shit for this thing. It's amazingly funny.
Now, a lot of Motu fans, this is where the community is a bit torn sometimes. I love everything, just about everything Motu. All right. Now, a lot of Motu fans, like my friend Joe, he's not a big fan of King Grayskull, but he appreciates the lore that came along with it. And again, for anybody that doesn't know, if you want to see a very good episode or show pertaining to King Grayskull, I think it was season 2, episode 9 of the Mike Young series, which came out like around about in 2002. What was it, like 2003, 2002?
Oh yeah, 2000.
Masters He-Man in the Masters Universe. Absolutely phenomenal. That right there will give you a full backstory of King Grayskull. King Grayskull, essentially, the power that became that of he was within himself, and he literally made He-Man look like he was a Boy Scout compared to King Grayskull. Now, what you get now is a diversity, pandering, tokenized character of King Grayskull, which is black now, who looks crazy.
Well, the comic went into detail about his past, where he used to tag team with his brother Stevie Ray. They used to be called Harlem Heat. Yeah. And then he went on to become the 5-time WCW champion, and rest is history. It's hilarious looking. Yo, why they gotta do that to him though, man? They gave him the full dreads and everything.
That's crazy. It looks horrible. It looks terrible. And the artwork didn't do it any justice. And again, I'm not just gonna critique this over the artwork, but the this is King Grayskull. This is King Grayskull right here. This is King Grayskull. This is King Grayskull. This is King Grayskull. This is King Grayskull. This is pretty much was like his last stand in a way, or him fighting off the Serpent Men, which later on this armor, the Serpent armor, was passed down to He-Man. So there's so many things I have to tackle with this. First off, I want to talk about the aspect of them changing him black when it was completely unnecessary, and the storyline that went along with it. They made it to where as though King Randor, first off, King Grayskull in this new comic, he is black, and he had 2 sons. One was black and the other one is white. Now, I've never seen an Eternia lore. I know that Keldor came out blue because he was pretty much his mother.
He had the yin-yang sons, yo.
Yeah, it was just, yeah. But he literally, this new King Grayskull has a black son, and they don't even have pictures of him.
What was the black son's name? I remember his son's name was Dark.
No, his name was Dark with the air. Now there's a long story that goes there, but to break it down, he has a black son and a white son. I don't know if they're going to say that the white guy, the King Randor, was adopted. They don't give you no context as to how or backstory as to how this happened. But
Well, they showed the white wife, so there is that. I guess maybe she just plunked out one of each color.
yeah, I guess that's how Eternians do.
Yeah.
Their womb just craps out any color or any color or whatever the case may be. All right, so we'll take that. You'll take that, which is
It's Eternian
absolutely
biology.
preposterous. Makes no sense. I'm gonna have to put in Black King Grayskull. They don't even have images of him yet.
Yeah, her womb came out segregated.
Oh, here he is. Here we go. This is the new King Grayskull here. Now, as you can see, the artwork is completely horrible.
Oh
Right
my
here.
god. Yeah.
He has two sons. One is King Randor, which is one is
Dar.
one is
Dare.
Hero. No, Hero, and the other one is Dare. To show you how weak. Now, if you know anything about the Mike Young series or the original King Grayskull, and King Grayskull was this very powerful barbarian that defended Eternia to his dying breath. And by him sacrificing himself and going through the trials, so on and so forth, he ascended into the sword of power, along with the elders. And that is where the power of he comes from. This guy right here, not only did they turn him black, but they made him weaker as well. So therefore, this character, when you read the comic, the Black He-Man right here is pretty much like just a generic character. As like there's no substance to him. There's no backstory to him. He essentially went and made a deal with the devil to get the power. The power wasn't within him. He went and made a deal with what's his name? Scareglow.
And I'll tell you what, that was the coolest panel in the whole damn book. That was it. Once you saw it, and it wasn't even how it was drawn, it was how they just colored in the damn glow. That's how egregious the artwork was.
Right. So he wasn't strong enough to go through the trials and defeat like the white King Grayskull was. You understand what I'm saying? He wasn't strong enough to go through the trials. And again, whether you know it or not, this is how they slap you in the face. Because not only was this King Grayskull weaker, his black son gets killed by this tentacle monster that just touched him. You know what I mean? Dare gets killed by a tentacle monster. So a lot of people are looking at, especially you got these pro blacks and stuff like that are looking at this as a win. Yeah, they're looking at this as a win when it's literally a slap in the face to not only He-Man fans but black fans as well that have followed He-Man since its inception. It's just ridiculous.
I can't get over it. That's King Booker.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
It looks terrible. It looks terrible. It looks terrible.
T.
It looks terrible. Okay, it looks terrible. I was trying to expand the picture more, but it looks terrible.
Come on,
it absolutely looks terrible. He had on these white. Yeah, Booker T had on his outfit. You're right.
If you Google King Booker, he had the gimmick where he had the king gimmick. He had the cape and everything. He had the white on the shoulders, and he had the white draws. He had the whole king gimmick going, dude. Same shit.
You're right. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
It's him.
You're right. You're right. Yeah, absolutely right. This is ridiculous. This is ridiculous. And
they got him looking like King Booker. What are they doing? Why?
Oh my God!
He's about to hit the spinner Rooney. Look, he has the power. It's great. Yo, man, Booker T guy, he just got done trying to sue Activision for royalties off of his G.I. Bro character. He needs to hit up these guys for fucking his King Booker character.
Yeah. Not only that, this totally disavows any Filmation lore whatsoever. The first comic, it was full of dialogue, no action whatsoever. I understand. I'm not an individual that constantly needs action or anything like that. But come on, the story has to make sense.
Let me ask you a question, though, man. Coming from someone who doesn't really know too much about the lore past the cartoon, what was the tentacle thing, dude? What was that?
It was an Orlax. I think they called it an Orlax or something.
I mean, is that like a new introduction, or was it around in some sort of old comic? What is that shit?
I've never seen that Orlax before. See, maybe I missed it because I've read a lot of stuff. Maybe it was in the DC continuum. The whatever, I don't know. I mean, I don't remember that type of creature or anything like that. I remember Bakul. You know what I'm saying? Like,
because if you remember the story, it kind of made it sound like the sword was made just to fight that goofy tentacle thing. Like that kind of diminishes that shit a good amount. I think it's whack sounding.
it's just crazy. I don't get it. I don't understand it whatsoever. But for the sake of diversity, you don't need to do this. And again, the Mike Young series, and even the Icons of Evil, which was done by Val Staples, that was amazing.
Who wrote this
Icons
one? Was this Kevin Smith wrote too?
No, Val Staples was the one who did Icons of Evil.
No, this stuff here, this book here I'm talking about.
Kevin Smith is all in this. There's some other guys, Ted, and it's a wreck, and it's horribly drawn. It's horribly written. It's I don't know. I can literally go and read some of the Motu action figure comics and get more enjoyment out of them, or some of the DC stuff and get more enjoyment out of them. This was terrible. This was terrible. Yeah, you go through. All right, I'm gonna break it down for you. It starts off where Prince Adam is talking to his father and everything like that. He's telling him look, this is what it is to be a king. Blah blah blah. And you have to pick out a crown. How He-Man is the weapon, and He-Man is the weapon, and I am
ideal and shit, right?
Yeah, and then literally. Yeah, so Joe Amato, and again, ladies and gentlemen, check out his channel. It's called Fans of Power. Joe Amato said Orlac is new just for this garbage. Exactly. I don't remember the Orlacs being in any of the Motu lore. And again, pardon me or correct me if I'm wrong. If you know of this thing being in the lore before, then address it or comment down below and be like, look, it was in such and such and such and such, blah, 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 blah. I don't remember this thing. I don't. And I've read a lot of Motu lore. I've read and invested in a lot of Motu lore, books, comics, so on and so forth, and I don't remember Orlacs. I don't. So again, this is just something that they're throwing in there to just, I don't know. And the thing about it is, the colors in this book are just vibrant. The story is all over the place. There's no detailed lines in it. I'm going into the artwork.
There's a lot of pink.
It's a lot of pink. Exactly. Yeah, it's a lot of pink. It's on the borderline of Steven Universe a little bit type of artwork and anime.
You know what? If you look at the cover, it has that sparkly kind of look to it and the purple hues, but he tried to subdue it. But once you open that book, it's just, I'm looking at my keyboard, my RGB rainbowish. It's like my damn keyboard. It's all kind of brightly colors assaulting you in the face. And I'm not saying it should be subdued, but it was just too pink to be fucking He-Man.
Yeah. Then later on, as the story goes along, King Randor gets touched by this monster. Now, mind you, it's kind of weird and freaky how this monster's not attacking people; it's just touching them and holding them, and it's pink. It's just touching them. You don't see the monster eat nobody or nothing like that. It's just touching people. You know what I'm saying?
Not even stabbing with the tentacles, which I expected it to.
I don't remember it impaling anybody.
I thought it impaled a little boy, but when you look at him, he wasn't impaled. He was just touched.
He wasn't. He wasn't impaled or anything like that. And again, if this is going to be slated for an adult audience or whatever case may be, as Kevin Smith said, then there should be a little bit of brutality or violence in it, like the Val Staples comics or the Mike Young series. The Mike Young series was full of it just literally gave logic to a lot of the Master Universe lore. Now, later on, then the adventure begins where I thought it was going to start popping off in terms of like He-Man going on this journey, fighting and no, it was a bunch of dialogue, him doing some time travel. He go back in time and finds what's his name? What did you call him? King Booker. He finds King Booker. King Booker is like, who are you? He was like, no, because King Booker, in when you go back in the past, King Booker is already about to fight the Orlacs, and the Orlacs.
He was teaching his white and his black son each.
Yeah, we're teaching his white and black son. Again, I don't know where this is coming from. I don't know where this is coming from. This is just all over the place.
I think they showed the white one when he was a kid. He had like purple hair too. So you got a purple haired white son.
Yeah, you got a purple haired white son, and then you have the black son there, and he has dreads. He has dreads and stuff like that because they have to find something. You can tell white people wrote this shit.
Well, you gotta make him
sure you give him dreads. Make sure you give him dreads so he can identify with black. Most black people don't even wear dreads like that. You know what I'm saying? You got a
You can just
select few
hear
that wear dreads like that. The majority of black people, they don't wear their hair like
you
that.
can just hear their writers backstage. You know, you got to make it extra ethnic for them to
Yeah,
capture
extra
onto.
ethnic, extra ethnic.
Jeez.
Not only that, not only that. Remember back in the 90s, not the and we're gonna get back on topic. Remember back in the 90s, they were always drawing black people with flat tops and
Oh
shit.
yeah. They're gonna be flat tops. I remember the damn Burger King kid had the flat top. Everyone had the flat top in the cartoons for sure.
Right, right. So you get over to the you get to the point where they were training and everything like that, and the Orlax attacks attacks them, and he wasn't able to reach Dare in time. Dare gets touched by by the pink Orlax and is laid out in very feminine and soft fashion on the ground. No blood, no nothing, just there. You know what I'm saying? Again, this is supposed to be a series that's supposed to harken towards the adult viewers or those that are fans of the original Filmation series. None of this is tying into Filmation whatsoever, except for the character likenesses, somewhat.
You know, it's unfortunate that you can't show the panel because it literally is just a touch. There is nothing really
Yeah, he just
action
touches
or
them.
violent about it.
This pink thing is just going around touching people. It's just going around touching people. Now it looks menacing, but it's pink, it's bright, it's cranky, it's angry. You know what I'm saying?
Shumagorath, Marvel
Yeah,
versus
yeah.
Capcom.
It looks like a soft version of Shumagorath, as you
Yeah,
stated.
it's like his sister,
Yeah, like
Sissy
his
Gorath.
sister or whatever the case may be. Then you come to find out later on. So because King Grayskull, the black King Grayskull, is not able to defeat this, unlike the white King Grayskull, who not only climbed mountains, went through perilous, treacherous trials and tribulations and stuff like that, to find out later on that he was the original power within the sword, and ended up fighting Hordak and his Horde minions, the whole army of the evil Horde. This King Grayskull, the Black King Grayskull, is not strong enough or powerful enough to fight off this pink sweet monster. All right. So he goes to, so he
Cotton
goes
candy.
to, he goes to, he goes and talks to the sorceress. The sorceress, I think, wasn't it the sorceress who convinced him to go and seek help? And he talked to what's his
Yeah,
name?
yeah.
Scareglow. And Scareglow gave him a portion of this ore to make the other half of the sword,
Yo,
and that was
remember
the
the
only
dialogue?
way.
Even Scarecrow called him weak when he was giving
Yes,
it to
yes.
him.
Through the
He
whole
called him
thing,
weak.
they're calling this King Grayskull weak. The Black King Grayskull is the weak one. Whereas though in the Mike Young series, King Grayskull was that dude. That dude. Trust me. He was, if you have, and again, if you haven't seen it, check out the Mike Young Masters of the Universe season 2, episode 9. You will see that King Grayskull literally made He-Man look like he was a schoolboy. So that you can see that where this power came from, it came from King Grayskull, not from this or not from a bunch of this is that and the other. It came from King Grayskull and his strength, courage, and his determination being thrown through somebody was calling me, sorry. Being and all of his power being transferred and put into Castle Grayskull. Castle Grayskull was King Grayskull's domain. So you read this comic and you're literally just in complete confusion. Even fans that I know that are fans of the original Filmation series are baffled. They're in complete disarray. You know what I'm saying? A woman that I know that is a big follower of He-Man. Now, she follows the cartoons and everything. And I gave her the book to read. She was like, where is, who is, what is? I was like, she was like, He-Man looks good. She was like, but the why did they make it look like a coloring book? And that's why I started saying it looks like a coloring book, because the book, this is just terrible. This is just terrible. This right here is going to ruin Kevin Smith. If it is what it says it is going to ruin him. He will have no choice but to stick with Hollywood. And I understand that Kevin Smith has always wanted to work with Disney, always wanted, and I understand if they come through with that money, you got to be like, yeah. But at the same token, are you going to take the money or stick with the integrity and honor that fans know you for?
I just know him for crying these days. I don't know him for
Yeah,
that.
that's
I know him
another
for
thing.
crying.
And it's like I'm really upset that you're turning out to be correct, Count Kenny, because I mean, in the beginning, I was like, all right, Kenny just being a little bit dark or a bit, how can I say, a bit negative
Just
about
just
it.
contrarian. That's all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come to find out, this looks to be what you're saying it's going to be. It is going to be a woke mess. It is going to be a woke mess. It is going to be virtue signal after virtue signal, inclusion, diversity. If you want shows like that, make your own properties, make your own
Yeah.
IPs. People will gravitate to that. Something like this, just stick to what it is.
It
Add
seems to be a
upon it. And
Netflix
there's
thing,
ton
though,
of
doesn't
black
it?
characters. There's tons of black characters. That goes to show that you blacks out there that are endorsing, supporting, and cheering this on, you literally only find legitimacy in white altered characters, as I said before. That's it. You won't support black characters that are already, you won't support black authors, black writers, black artists. And there's tons of them out there. Oh, my He-Man is black. Oh, my Captain America is
Wait.
black. No, they're
So
not. My
hold on.
Batman, I can't wait till they make a black Batman. Well, there
So
are
wait.
people who have written characters like that you don't look for or don't look. If you're so pro-black, why aren't you looking and finding these black artists or these black writers, these black
So
producers, etc.?
I got a question, man.
Sure.
With King Booker T being Booker T now, does that make He-Man light skinned?
I don't know what he is. Because when you
I
look at
mean,
the animation, although it's beautiful for the new Netflix series, it looks terrible. And King, what's his name? Prince Adam looks soft. He looks very feminine.
hey, I'll tell you what, man. I think this past week you watched the Berserk anime. In
Oh my
comparison
goodness.
with the art, isn't that?
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's
Yeah.
I'm trying to stick on topic with this, but we can do a show about that itself. Again, ladies and gentlemen, not to veer off topic. I decided to rewatch. Well, I'm not a big fan of CGI anime, but I decided to watch through Kenny's suggestion, and I've always been a fan of Berserk. I've read the manga, I've read the books, and rest in peace to its creator, to the creator of Berserk. He recently just passed away. And I watched this anime called Berserk, The Golden Arc, I think it was, part 1 through 3. My goodness, I was surprised it was on Netflix. It is a tour de force. It is absolutely phenomenal. It incorporates great anime or animation within CGI, because usually I hate CGI anime, and that's what turned me off from watching it. But when I watched it and I began getting into it, and again, it is not for children. Do not allow children to watch this. It is very violent. It is sexually explicit.
Oh, geez, is it?
Yeah, it's sexually explicit, like classic anime was, but it is very good. But as I was stating before,
my thing was in terms of the art for He-Man. If you look at the trailer again for the last He-Man that you got kicked off of YouTube for, the art isn't all that great. It's kind of choppy in some scenes. Even if you pause certain aspects, it's the proportions look kind of funky, man. It's not all that people are making it out to be. I think people are they have that fucking, that shock when they first see something they want to see, and they're just perceiving it as it. I'm telling you, it's gonna flop so hard.
This is going to be terrible. After this, Kevin Smith, if this turns out to be the woke mess that they are portraying, that they're letting everyone see it for what it is, and the way Kevin Smith was bashing people and all that other stuff that spoke against this, he is going to lose his fan base. His fan base is going to go in the gutter. He will have no choice but to go mainstream. No one will, because when he does his podcast, he's been getting pretty livid here lately, and you wouldn't get livid if it wasn't the truth. Me myself,
he's getting defensible.
Exactly. If I knew something was going to be opposite of what everybody was saying it was, I'd be like, just wait till it come out. I wouldn't even be upset.
Yeah,
but if
he tried that.
He lied to people.
He tried to play that game first. Remember, he said, just wait for it to come out, wait for the trailer.
Right.
And then when the trailer hit, it was the opposite of what he was saying was going to happen. So
this will forever be my King Grayskull. This is my King Grayskull right here. This is King Grayskull. All right. So when you people, like a lot of y'all not fans of the series, y'all not into it like I am. Y'all don't watch none of this stuff. This is Hero. These are the ancestors of He-Man.
Where's
Hey,
Booker?
wait,
You got
wait,
that
how
Booker
are you
T
doing?
elite? You need that Booker T to update your
Nah,
collection, man.
nah, nah, I'm
Get a
not.
WWE
Honestly,
elite figure.
honestly, because it's a tokenized character, and I love black characters. I love all characters. I wasn't the type of kid. I wasn't the type of kid.
Booker T though.
Yeah, I
I'm
wasn't the type
sorry.
of kid when I was growing up that played with toys because of or play or collected action figures because they look like me. I was never trying to find myself in those action figures or anything like that. I liked them for what they stood for. That's it. Villains, good guys, bad guys, white, black, so
Yep.
on and so forth. Do
I
you
like
know they
cool
got rid of
designs.
Jitsu?
Period.
They said they got rid of Jitsu, even though they got rid of Jitsu and Ninja because it said it was perpetuating the
No,
stereotype.
I mean they got
Jitsu
rid
was
of
one
both
of
of
my
them.
favorite characters, along with
Jitsu was
Fist Helmet.
awesome with the big ass hand and the sword. That was
Exactly,
cool,
exactly,
man. Hey,
exactly.
that Four Horsemen statue is one of my favorite sculpts, man. That was the shit. The Staction figure of Jitsu, Jesus. It's
No,
sad they got rid of him.
I don't know. I don't know what King Grayskull is. I don't know what King Grayskull because from what I understand, like going on different
No,
lores. All right,
King
this,
Grayskull look black as midnight. Go Google King Booker T. That's King Grayskull.
yeah,
He's Booker T. There is
yeah.
no mixed race.
But from what I remember from different lores, King Grayskull, and again, they should have brought in Hero, or like they should have had Hero within a lot of aspects. So, but it's just all over the place. But for me, I'm a big fan of King Grayskull. I love the way he looked. I love the way he was like. It gave a backstory. And when you watch the Motu, the Mike Young Motu, you saw that there was so much backstory, in-depth origin stories within these characters. You know what I mean?
Who do you think is voicing fucking King Grayskull now?
I don't know. I don't
He's
know.
got to talk jive. He got to sound like some kind of hey sucker. He has to. Look
I'm
at
not.
him.
I'm not going to give my kingdom over to no
Yeah.
Skullface or no pink monster. I'm not going to give my kingdom over to no Skullface or no pink monster. We're going to have to fight this out.
Oh man, he needs to team up with Chicken Wing from the Silverhawks
Yeah.
or Hot Wing.
Hot
Yeah,
wing,
him
hot
and Hot
wing,
Wing.
hot wing. I'm not that back then. I was like, when they first, even though he was one of my favorite characters, I was like, oh man, y'all could do
His
better.
name was Hot Wing.
Hot wing. But yeah, man, this is a wreck. It is all over the place. I suggest if you're a fan and you still wanted to read this comic, you can. There are ways to read it. I mean, myself, I purchased it so that therefore, when
God
I'm
bless you.
able to show the comic, I can scroll and share it with you guys on here. But if you're a longtime fan as myself of Masters of the Universe, this is a dumpster fire. You're not going to really enjoy this. You're not going to, and we're talking in terms of the comic. I haven't seen the show yet. The show hasn't been released. And again, if the show comes out and it's completely different from what they're letting on to, and then I will apologize. I will take all my videos down. My rants will be null and void. I am a man that can't apologize when he fucks up. Plain and simple.
But I mean, how does he argue out of Tila's design? She got that haircut, and she got the 50 Cent bulletproof vest, and she got the wild jawline and the brolic arms. You can't go from traditional Tila to all of a sudden, that's Triple H with a haircut. What are they doing?
I have no idea.
Because for real, I mean, if you just head on look at the design, she's brolic. She has a bulletproof vest on. She got that wild half shaved. I don't know how to describe the haircut, but you know the kinds of people that rock them haircuts. She looks like one of them kinds of people. How do you explain? How does he explain that? I mean, that's almost a blatant. That's a wild butch in a bulletproof vest from like East 14th Street and shit.
I don't know what the hell they're doing or whatever case may be.
Just put a backwards baseball cap on and roll one of her pant legs up, man. She's about to sell me an eighth.
Stupid. I don't know what's happened with this series. This is going to be terrible. And there's so many. I mean, myself, they could have, instead of like a friend of mine brought up, like Joe Amato brought up, that they could have just went in with if you really wanted to make this a highly diverse show, if that's what you're doing, use a character that's already there. Malaktha, nobody since Filmation. You understand what I'm saying? Since it's Filmation, why didn't you use Malak? Malaktha could have played a major role within being one of the characters, the diverse characters, along with Clamp Champ. Because if you know anything about the lore, Clamp Champ ends up becoming the new Man at Arms, because Man at Arms got turned into a Snake Man. He ends up dying. But no, you can't do that. You gotta take what's already there and just rewrap it. Just rewrap it. Rewrap it and like the black people will love it. People that seeking diversity will love it, but they don't. They don't, because what lets you know that they don't? Because the products don't sell. The all the push for the virtue signaling, the diversity, inclusion, the the race swapping and everything like that, it's not supported. It's only supported via tech, via messages and posts and stuff like that. But the numbers show different. The numbers show different. So what I try to tell people is that all you have to do, what I try to tell these people that literally want this, diversity within their comics, within their smart, already established superheroes, make new heroes and villains. But from what I read is that they're honestly saying that they can't do it, or that people won't take on to new characters, which is an absolute lie. If that was the case, it would have, when Master Universe first started, it would have only been He-Man and Skeletor. That's it. You're lying. What it is that just say you don't have any sense of creativity. You don't know how to write. You don't know what to do. You don't have a creative bone in your body. All you know how to do is try to reinvent the wheel. That's it. I'm just tired of it, man, because I don't think Kevin Smith realized that the Master Universe fan base was so big. I don't think he did, because I felt as though, because again, you look back and you know stuff that he had said, like, oh, I was never a really Master Universe fan or anything like that. But yet and still, now all of a sudden, you're a Master Universe aficionado. You know everything. Or you a fan. Used to come home from school during 1981, 82. Didn't even come out.
That man was time traveling.
Right. 1981, 82 used to come home and watch Master Universe. I don't know how you got early copies when you was a kid. You know what I'm saying?
That was early edition, man.
That cartoon didn't come out to 1983. Some places early 1984. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, man, screener copies. God bless.
Yeah. I guess he had the bootleg. He had the hookup with the bootleg tape back then. Them Betamaxes.
Yeah,
Betamaxes. Maybe he knew somebody in the industry that I didn't. You know what I'm saying? But this
shit's on reel to reel.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
For sure.
This is going to turn out to be horrible. Black people, real black fans of the Masters of the Universe, do not want this. I'm going to try to bring up the post.
You got a comment.
Kenny, you can go through the comments.
Yeah. You mean the wild female SJW haircuts that Tila is rocking a new series? Yeah, I don't want to say SJW haircuts because I don't want to bring that flag up. I just kind of say, yeah, you know, them kinds of people. But yeah, them kinds of people. And that's kind of who's affecting the writing. If you look at the way this is written, everything down to it just reeks to the typical Netflix agenda, man. I don't know what the problem is with Netflix, but it's like everything they do seems to be inserted with something, man. No matter what the hell they try to do originally, they can't just keep it straight and normal. That's why I brought up Berserk in comparison. That was made in 2012. This is 2021. In terms of quality and story written and animation, I don't think you can get away with that type of shit no more, man. Things have to be kind of cheap and sterilized. Yeah. I don't know. There's a certain level of sterilization that was done to story writing to bring it down to this point where it doesn't offend anybody. They just ruined everything else, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like they wanted to make everything so safe and clean for everybody. And look at it. She got the 50 Cent bulletproof vest on. Okay. She rocking a wife beater.
Yep. And over here, ladies and gentlemen, right there. And I'm going to wrap it up with this one, but you can look this up yourself. Over here, it says Netflix director claims King Grayskull, and this is over at Bounding Into Comics, King Grayskull and Andra race swap in Master Universe Revelation because new characters could be easily rejected. Bullshit. This is bullshit. If that's the case, if that was the case,
how come SJWs aren't flaring up about? Because that right there sounds like a racist statement, don't it?
Exactly. So in other words, the black characters that are already existing within the Master Universe world wouldn't be accepted. They wouldn't be accepted, right? So right here it says, in response to a fan who complained about the race swapping of character in Kevin Smith's upcoming Netflix produced Master Universe Revelation series, which has thus far seen both Andra and King Grayskull change in such a way from their original forms. Netflix director of original series Ted Baselli has revealed that the production team made the decision to alter two characters out of fear that new characters could be easily corrected. Not only that, they also said that they didn't want two big, blonde, muscular white guys within the series. when that's
But
what it originally started as.
but that's his lineage. That's what he looks like. Shouldn't his
Exactly.
ancestors look like him? That's weird.
Absolutely. It says on July 3rd, just days before it's slated, July 7th release date, Bleeding Cool founder Rich Johnston published a report on a particular panel from the premiere's issue of Darkhorse's Master Universe Revelation prequel comic series, which recently leaked online.
Booker T.
In the lead panel, it is revealed that in this continuity, King Grayskull, the historical ruler of Eternia, whose power fuels Prince Adam's transformation into He-Man, is now a black man. No, he's not biracial. He's black.
Yeah.
Now he's black. Now he's black. It says sources of the Master Universe Revelation, Kevin Smith. Okay, this version of King Grayskull can also be seen in the series Master Universe Revelation. Look at that Adam. Why does he look so? He looks like a tired house mom. He looks like a tired house mom. She does yoga. She's a vegan.
He looks like
she's tired, but she works a lot. She looks like a tired house mom. There's nothing that says biracial about this Prince Adam right here.
He looks like Tom's wife off of the Boondocks.
Right. And it says this version of King Grayskull can be seen in the series Master Universe Revelation Part 1 trailer, standing behind an untransformed Prince Adam as a member of the Guardians. He alongside fellow Guardians Hero, right over here, and Vicor. Shortly after his news, as the news broke, it was shared to the wall of the private Facebook He-Man and Shooter fan group Shadow Weaver's Run, whereupon it was met with disappointment by a black member of the group who stated, I prefer making new unique black characters and race swapping originally white characters. Instead of wearing your own shirt, you're giving me a hand-me-down t-shirt from someone else," added the fan, as seen in the screenshots provided to Bounding into Comics by YouTuber Ninja Knight.
That's basically Hebrew. They gave y'all Hebrew.
Here you go. Jim Talser, the blah, 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 blah. It says right here, I prefer making new, unique black characters than race swapping originally white characters. Instead of wearing your own shirt, you're getting a hand-me-down shirt from someone else, which I refer to the old sandwich aspect or the old sandwich analogy right there.
And they shoved that lettuce all the way in that motherfucker.
Exactly. This fan complaint was soon met with a response from Baselli, who went on to detail the production team's reasoning behind the decision to race swap not only King Grayskull, but as previously revealed, the as of this series no longer comic book exclusive character, Lieutenant Andra. I hear you, said Baselli, and that will indeed. Now, mind you, this is a white man, but responding to a black man who doesn't want this. A black man, an existing black fan who doesn't want this. He says, and that will indeed be a part of our story too. But a big hurdle when you introduce a new character to a line of so many well-established characters that they are bound to be outsiders and harder to accept as canon, at least for a while. Nobody gives a shit about Sir Lancelot. Wow. Okay. This is him responding right here. We asked ourselves, okay, now this is where it gets real spicy. We asked ourselves early on about a need for two giant white blonde dudes in the pantheon of Motu. And honestly, it makes both characters less special in their iconography. I wish I could take credit for being the one with the idea to make Grayskull black, because now in the history of all the champions of Grayskull, a black man has a role of prominence, as opposed to just being the guy with Clamp who's King Randor's bodyguard. No, Clamp Champ. Everybody loved Clamp Champ.
Wow.
Everybody, when he came out, everybody loved Clamp Champ. I loved him. I was the first one to get him in my neighborhood.
This is a shitty excuse.
Exactly.
Just to be an uncreative asshole.
And you're literally like, whether you know it or not, he's literally telling you how you should feel. Secondly, he's like, oh, that black character is stupid. That's basically what he's telling you.
And who is he speaking for when he says no one would blah blah? Exactly. No one. Who the fuck is he talking for?
This is how the majority of some of these white writers, these white feminists, these white they feel they're the authority and can tell you what you need to feel. They don't feel as though you can have an independent thought of how you should feel about being black, how you should feel about black characters, black existing characters. Oh no. You'll like this one better. You'll like this one. We know you'll like white characters that'll change black better. And the sad part about it is sometimes they're right, because black people don't really take to black characters. And it's sad. It says, on the specific race swapping of King Grayskull, Baselli explained, we asked ourselves early on about the need for a giant white blonde dude in the pantheon of Master Universe. I wish I could take credit for, and honestly, it makes both characters less special in the iconography. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It makes them actually even more prominent, knowing that this was He-Man is a direct descendant of a more powerful character called King Grayskull. All right. And he says, I wish I could take credit for being the idea to make the King Grayskull black, he added, because now in the history of all the champions of Grayskull, a black man has a role of prominence, as opposed to just being the guy with the clamp champ, the only black character to receive an action figure in the original toy line. Introducing Eternia's new champion. All right. I never saw where they made it seem like Clamp Champ was like some secondary, tertiary character.
I missed the days when you could introduce a brand new character of any race and don't have to bring up his race. Just
absolutely.
Here's a new guy. He does this. That's it.
I don't know where they came off with this shit, more diversity, inclusion, and all that other shit. Look at G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe had every fucking ethnicity in it. Everybody.
You didn't have to say shit.
Everybody. You have black people that voice white characters. So I don't know what they're talking about. He-Man and Master Universe, as you stated before, most of the individuals or the characters on there weren't even human.
Well, you had Trapjaw was some kind of cyborg monstrosity.
Exactly. He was a different race of whatever the fuck he was.
He was a Frankenstein thing.
Right.
Jesus.
And it says right here, turning to the topic of Andra, Baselli wrote, same thing with Andra. She was initially created as a new character, but it was my idea to dig into the lore and raise up a character who had a small appearance but a strong following. People have been waiting to see Teela and Andra fight side by side for a while, said the director, as opposed to creating a new character. No, if anything, we wanted to see Teela and She-Ra fight side by side. So what are you talking about? But you couldn't use Queen Belena. You couldn't use Natasha. You couldn't use like none of these other characters. Dacon, Decker, none of them. None of these black characters you could use, right?
Whose dream was it though to see these two broads fight side by side? What's he talking about?
Wow. And look. It goes on even further. Baselli then asked the fan honestly, do we really need two badass redheads? Before explaining that the decision to race swap Andrew was done because Motu had no women of color, and we saw an opportunity and took it.
Teela was yellow, or
why not give little black girl a hero that looks like them? He concluded. And again, no real fan of Motu. At one point, because I love Man at Arms, at what point did I like Man at Arms because I felt like I looked like him? No,
I've got to say this, Danae. Do you remember Predator 1 when Arnold Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers did that fucking handshake?
You son of a bitch.
Dude, look at Evil Lynn and look at Teela. Tell me they're not going to do that in this series somehow.
Yeah,
they got to.
Man, them guns are serious.
They got them serious. Well, they got the machine guns on them, man.
And you notice they all got, all of them have like this strap going across. What is that? Like the straps. The strap.
I don't know. It's the strap on.
Roboto, why would you need to put a poncho on a robot? You understand what I'm saying?
I don't even know. And look at how feminine they got Orko looking. He's looking wild. The eyes and everything.
You know what? I don't mind. I don't know. But at the same token, right here, and I got to get ready to go after this.
I just want to see them smack hands and then someone goes, "You son of a bitch." That has to happen. It needs to. Just now. It just has to happen.
Yeah, and it says over here, the first issue of Master Universe Revelation prequel series is currently set to release in July 7th, while Kevin Smith's animated series of the same name will debut on July 23rd. What do you make of Baselli's explanation? Let us know your thoughts on social media or in the comments down below. And from what I heard. From what I heard is that he left the group after that. After he was read his rights and everything like that, he left the group and everything. So yeah, this is going to turn out to be a wreck. I'm hoping that maybe some fluke in the universe is going to make it a good show. But the more content that comes out and trailers that come out and this comic book literally solidified it for me and like made you right, Kenny, in terms of what this is going to be. And I am extremely.
I didn't want to be right, man. I wanted this to be a good reboot of the or a continuation of the classic '80s cartoon. Because as a kid, I had a Skeletor chalkboard, I had a bunch of toys and shit. I liked the franchise as a kid, and to me, to see this is kind of disappointing, man. Because I never wanted to see Tila as the main character, or I just wanted a He-Man cartoon with He-Man fighting Skeletor. That's
Because
kind of
like,
it.
because you know what, even my friend Joe, he mentioned it. He was like, when Fisto was first introduced, and like whenever they introduced characters, they would give them their own debut. That's the way you do it. That's the way you do it. Fisto is one of my favorites. It's not too many Motu characters that I don't like, even the ones that people find to be like the offshoot, silly, stupid ones. Some of them I absolutely like. You know what I'm saying? Um, it can work. It can work if it's written right. If it's written correctly, it can work. But that's the problem. They lack creativity, and that's what I've come to understand. So diversity is an easy segue to diversity and character and race swapping is an easy fucking,
Right.
I say, an easy way for them to have a story because it's already written, it's already there, it's already solidified. Now all we have to do is have them accepted as black. And the society that we live in right now is all about diversity, inclusion, and so on and so forth, and virtue signaling. And it will work. How easy a time it is right now for these writers, for these woke writers to have content. They just take what's already out there and reinvent the wheel to fit their narrative agenda, etc., etc.
It's all really bad fan fiction. If you ever read someone's
Absolutely,
crappy fan
absolutely, I
story, this
totally
is what
agree.
it is. It's self-insert nonsense. Like it doesn't have any place to be watched. I think, man. Because I don't want to see a bunch of changes for change's sake. Like, hey, let's make this guy black and this guy yellow and green for no. Just give me the original shit and just
Right,
continue that. That's all I
right,
need. I don't need
right.
anything added past what the OG was. And that comic made it confusing, man, because I had to ask you, what is this pinnacle
Yeah,
shit? Why did they make it seem like one of the main reasons the sword was created? How come Scareglow was the new guy giving you the damn, basically selling your soul to this motherfucker here?
this
It's
is all over the place, Kenny. This is
yeah,
all over the place. And the thing about it is, I find that when it comes to Hero and King Grayskull, Hero is for some reason I feel as though Hero, they're scared a lot of writers, including Mike Young, I feel as though was scared to use Hero for the simple fact that he carries the bad luck of the new adventures of He-Man because he's kind of like in some instances he's a future He-Man, in some instances he's a prequel He-Man or whatever the case may be. And a lot of people did not gravitate to that new adventures of Masters of the Universe and new adventures of He-Man. Me myself, I enjoyed it.
I
I enjoyed
kind of
it.
like Cyborg Skeletor when he had a little crazy
Yeah,
samurai
I
head
enjoyed
look.
it. I enjoyed it. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it for what it was. But it did very, very bad when it came to the children. The kids did not like that new He-Man, the new adventures of He-Man with the mullet and then the ponytail and stuff like that. Me myself, I loved it, but a lot of people didn't. And I think that's the reason why a lot of times they don't like, a lot of writers are scared to use Hero because Hero is a character that he's iffy. And I would love to see more content with Hero, but King Grayskull took it away from me. Mike Young, to me, was actually even better than the Filmation series. I will absolutely, and a lot of people may debate me on this, and it's a matter of preference, but Mike Young's depiction of Master Universe blew me away. Not to mention the toys were phenomenal. And yes, I will buy these toys to the new Master Universe Netflix miniseries, but I will be making up my own adventures with these characters because I can't. I
What
highly
you what,
doubt
what
I
you
will.
gonna do in Toxic Masculinity, Skeletor, and He-Man in one?
Oh yeah. I'm just going to separate them. I'm going to have them do more toxic masculinity and hyper masculine stuff with my other figures. I'm gonna create a whip. I'm gonna create a whip for what's that Mega Skeletor, whatever the hell they call them, and you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's going to be all over the place. And
It's a
for you
tip
people out
too.
there, that are hijacking Master Universe characters and saying like, "Oh, this is what it should be." No. Calm down. Calm
I got
down.
I got a opposing tip.
Make your own character. Make your own barbaric characters, or as you, I get a writer. Hire a writer to make something similar to He-Man. As a matter of fact, if you want to plagiarize He-Man so much, why don't you do Sunman? Why don't you do
Oh,
Sunman?
Sunman.
Yeah, why don't you
Yeah.
do Sunman? Since you like He-Man so much. But no, again, the only ones you pro-blacks or you so-called character hijack people find legitimate are these existing white characters. Why don't you do Sunman? Sunman was awesome. I had him as a kid, and I would fit him right in with my Master Universe figures. You understand what I'm saying? Why don't you do something different? Make your own Barbarian series. Stop trying to ride off the coattails of something that's already there. It shows how pathetic and sorry you are. It's pathetic. It's weak. It shows that you're still trying to seek that white person's approval and stuff like that. No, make your own shit. Make your own characters. Ask for new characters. Demand new characters. Not already existing characters wrapped in a shitty wrap. Put in a new shitty wrapper.
What a weird reason that was too. The guy gave, because no one will accept and blah blah, because that's stupid. Then why were the other characters accepted in the first place?
Exactly. That's like saying oh, nobody would like new characters in G.I. Joe because nobody wouldn't take. Well, what are you talking about? We loved new characters in G.I. Joe. What are you talking about? We love new characters in Master Universe. You think we just want to be stuck with He-Man and Skeletor? No. Make new characters. The Mike Young series, and even the comic books started introducing new characters. I forgot the Rock dude's name. That was with the evil Horde, even though Hordak killed him. Got him. King Grayskull, loved him. Hero, love him.
Yeah.
Hordak, when he was introduced, loved him.
Hordak was cool.
Like the pinhead. He was like the pinhead of Master of the Universe and shit like that.
My thing is, man, just show me more characters with toys and shit I can buy. I thought that was the whole point. Create more toys to sell to kids and everybody else, collectors and shit. So.
Absolutely. So, ladies and gentlemen, I got to get my day started because I've already started, but I got a lot to do. Kenny, any closing thoughts on this?
Nah, man. I think we touched on it pretty good.
Yeah. Me and myself, again, my closing thoughts are stop accepting garbage. Stop taking white.
Oh, hold on. I'm looking at the comment. Off topic. Taskmaster is a woman and Scar. Oh, they made Taskmaster a woman. Yo, that's one of my favorite characters.
Taskmaster is not a woman.
In the movie. In the movie, he says right here, Taskmaster is a woman, and Scarlo says this is a Me Too of Marvel movies, and men need to stay away. It's not for me.
Don't even get me started. You're about to piss me off.
Taskmaster, that irks me because I love the Udon version of Taskmaster and all that. Man, why?
They didn't turn. I'm not even gonna believe it. You're pulling my fucking chain and shit like that.
You know, I'll tell you what. I suspected it because when they showed the figure arts action figure even a year ago, it had a very feminine silhouette to it. Man, people were talking about it.
Don't start.
Don't do that to me, man. Why did he have to bring that up, man?
Don't start. I'm not even gonna feed into this shit.
That's fucking cloudy over there. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you ruining that for me. Fucking Claudio over there had to say, "Oh no, it's a woman." Thanks, buddy.
I'm not even gonna believe this shit. I'm not.
Hey, before we cut off, man, you said the new Master Universe figures. Here's a posing tip: if you guys get the Tila or any of the female figures, if you want to make them look more feminine, take the power away from the figures, pose them with their feet pointing together and their knees kind of close. Don't give them wide base stances.
No wide base stances?
No, I don't. I personally, if you look at my female figures, I don't pose them with the wide base. They have their feet kind of together, and you know, the threatening menace is taken away from them.
You got the nanny.
Yeah, you gotta make them look safe, and then arch the back a little bit, make them look kind of subservient and sexy. Yeah. Just make them look more feminine. Have your fun with your toys.
Yeah. So, ladies and those of you out there like cheering this on, no matter what you do, you literally have taken sloppy seconds. It will never be your character. It will never be a black character. No one will ever accept He-Man and all his diversity, He-Man being diverse and all that stuff like that.
King Booker
should be demanding different characters. I don't give a fuck if you cosplayed as this person or whatever the case may be. It is not your character. This right here will always, bruh. This is what it is. King Grayskull is white. That's it. Make some black characters, bro.
That's a hard pill they're gonna have to swallow. King Grayskull is white. That's a hard pill to swallow for most of these people, man.
No, don't start this shit with me, Claude. Don't start this shit. Go
check it out.
We're gonna have like this the way pop culture, pop and sci-fi culture. Well, honestly, I have no interest in seeing Phase 4 Marvel at all. I don't. There's nothing. I don't want to see the Eternals. I don't want to see Black Widow. especially after Scarlett Johansson was talking all this shit and
I'm not
everything.
either, but that fucks me up because I love fucking Taskmaster, man. That really
Yeah,
fucks me up.
Taskmaster's one
Why
of my
they do that?
favorites. He's not a fucking woman. Come on, man. Taskmaster's not no fucking woman.
That's fucked up, man. And
No,
you know
Claude,
they like I
don't
said,
start
they
this
alluded
shit.
to it a year
Don't
ago,
start this
man.
shit.
Shit.
I'm not in the mood. I'm not.
Thanks,
Nobody.
Claudia. You
You
just
know what? I'm not even interested in none of this new shit. I'm not.
all I'm
I'm not
saying
gonna
is, you
watch it.
after you watch Black Widow, just hear me out. I'm not even gonna watch it, man. I'm all
I'm not
good.
even gonna watch it. I'm not gonna watch it. If I do, I'll find somebody to give me a bootleg DVD or something like that. I'm not gonna watch
Yeah,
it.
man.
I'm not.
I'm an Iron
I'm not
Fist and then
supporting.
let Danae do it.
I don't support garbage. I don't. I don't. This woke content goes nowhere. And you keep thinking that this is what gets me. They see it doesn't work. Yeah, you may make money on the first, but your DVDs be sitting on the shelves. Motherfuckers ain't renting the shit after they see it once or nothing like that. They're not buying it or nothing like that. Terminator Dark Fate, woke as fuck. Where'd it go?
I didn't even see it.
Exactly.
I didn't even bother.
Exactly.
And it's free to watch now. I don't
Birds
even
of
care to
Prey.
watch it.
Birds of Prey, woke garbage. Where'd it go? Garbage. I do like the fact, as I stated before, that they are veering away from a lot of woke content because they see it's really not spent. They're not making money off of it. But I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not even going to believe that, Claude. I'm not going to see. Well, you know what? I might check. I'm going to go see Black Widow so that I can critique it.
I think it's going to be free on Disney Plus anyway, right?
I'm done. But what gets me is that Scarlett Johansson was talking all this crap when essentially you have been in films where you were butt naked. Under the skin. You ever watched that before? She was an alien walking around half naked.
She got weird.
This guy stuck his finger in her vagina or something like that, and she killed him.
Well, she's not. She's even complaining about Iron Man 2 sexualizing her and shit. So,
wow. Okay.
Whatever.
All right. So now that you done made your money, it's a problem now. Everything is problematic now. So okay. All right. Scarlett Johansson done. And she used to be one of my favorite actresses, but what I like about this pandemic and with all this woke culture coming out, you're seeing what people, where like most of these entertainers, actors, and actresses are coming from, and the majority of them are scum. The majority of them are losers. Now, I can't say losers because they got more money than me, but the majority of them are just like they're not what you expected. They're not what you expected. They're disingenuous. They have no honor and integrity. And you, as I told before, like me being a bartender for many, many years and a bouncer, you will find that some of these actors, actresses, entertainers, so on and so forth, are despicable individuals.
It's Hollywood.
Yeah,
it always had that reputation of being an incestuous, disgusting business.
they're some of the most
they're deviants, man. I mean,
yeah.
Jesus. What do you expect?
Go ahead, bro.
So is this shit out now? Because Claudia says right here, I didn't pay for it. I guess it's on Disney Plus or something.
I'm gonna check it out. now.
I'm just gonna skim through it. Once I see that scene with Taskmaster being a woman, I'm just gonna shut it off.
Yeah, I'm done. Cool, man. I'm done. This is just too much. They're just I'm just done with this. I'm done.
Why did they do Taskmaster like that though?
I don't know. It's tons of evil villains, female villains that they could have had go up against Black Widow. I don't get it.
Yeah, that's. Ooh.
She has a bunch of female villains that don't like her.
You could have made her fight Silver Sable or some shit. I mean, another spy type.
Right.
No. Just come on, man.
And of course, you know they made what's his name? The Russian Captain America. They made him fat and everything.
I know he's all out of shape and fat with a beard and everything. Yeah, of course.
But ladies and gentlemen, I wish I could spend more time with you guys. Leave comments down below. Let me know what you think of the comic if you've read it. Joe, again, check out my friend's page, YouTube channel, Fans of Power, and check out Count Kenny stuff. Count Kenny, you got anything you want to leave with them?
No, I'm on King_Patriarch on Instagram. I'm putting together a Grendel Prime Mezco figure. Check it out there. And right now on this, I think I am Dr. Dick Richards, DDS. So I'm a dentist. But if you find me on Steam, I am Dick Richards, attorney at law.
Dick Richards. Dick Rich. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all I have to give for you guys today. I don't know. Maybe, for those of you, all we can do is sit and wait. And hopefully Hopefully, this show will be good. Maybe not. I don't
You got a
know.
lot of faith in this, don't you, man? You're still holding the faith,
I
huh?
just don't want to give up, man. Not like this. Not just yet.
Well,
I'm hoping
hey,
that
keep believing, man, because I don't. We'll see how it pans
know.
out.
In this instance, I want to be wrong. I really want to be wrong. I
I
want to be
do
wrong.
also. I wish
I
I could
want
be
to be
wrong.
wrong, but everything is pointing towards you being correct, Kenny, and it's pissing me the fuck off. I'm gonna be real honest with you. It's really pissing me off.
Tell you, man, you saw it in action last week when we did the show and we were watching the trailer, and you were trying to explain how can King Grayskull looks like that. Maybe it's a different character. I told you, no. Look at the logo at the bottom. You're missing the obvious. That's why he's like that.
I thought maybe it was because I thought you were being pessimist or whatever the case may be, and I was like, fuck Kenny. But then the more I see this shit, man, and it's just pissing me off. And the thing about it, Kenny will bring this to me. Like when this shit dropped, Kenny will be like, yo, check this out. And I'll be like, oh. I'm like, come on, man, don't do this shit. Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have a wonderful weekend. I will have some toy reviews up this weekend. Hopefully, I'll have some toy reviews coming up this weekend. I had to do a couple of videos. Got to go get the day started. Got to get some things done. I love you guys. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Give a like on YouTube. Check us out on YouTube Gaming, Tough Nerd Toys Gaming on YouTube. We got a lot of stuff in store for y'all. I don't know, man. Let's just keep our fingers crossed in. But if Kevin Smith really did this, he's done. This dude is finished, man. I'm done with him. If he
Hey,
really
just watch that last Jane Silent Bob, man. It tells you who he is right there. It's all kinds of filled with non-binary and blah blah divert. It's filled with all that shit.
And you know what the thing about it is, because of the fact that people always complain, like the fact that he was always crying and shit like that. I thought maybe since he had the stroke, what did he have? A stroke, heart attack? Yeah,
I don't know. Heart attack, I think.
Yeah, it looked like he had a stroke too. If you look at his face, like what I'm saying, that he has that.
Yeah, kind of off kilter. Yeah.
Yeah, like things don't look right because he possibly could have had a stroke or a heart, both. You know what I'm saying? And I thought
it played with his brain. I think something fried his brain.
Yeah, something happened. Something happened because he does get frustrated quick, and he gets really. Like he gets real emotional over stuff and stuff.
No man should cry over shit that often on fucking just entertainment. What are you crying about? Every movie though he watches, he's crying. Come on.
Like I love Star Wars. None of them made me cry. Nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? I love Star Wars.
The man was crying at the trailers, not even the movie. I mean, it's not the movie.
I saw him crying. I thought something was wrong. Like when I first started, then it got to a point where it was like normal. I was like, oh, he's crying. Yeah.
he just crying.
You would make fun of him. I'd be like, oh man, they laughing at my mans and shit.
And hey, I'll tell you how bad, man. Go on YouTube. There's Kevin Smith crying compilation videos where they put his shit to music because he cries so frequently.
That's crazy. That's crazy. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. Take care.
That was a great one.
Be sure to tune in to TNT Photon HQ. We do podcasts weekly now. Sometimes when I do 2 or 3, we'll be doing a toy talk show. Possibly tomorrow, if you're off, Kenny, we could talk about some new toys that have been dropped and everything.
We got some new shit coming out.
Gentlemen, have a great one. We love you. Be safe. Take care.
Bye, everybody.